Hello, and thank you for joining me at Paperteers. I would like to give a huge welcome to all my new subscribers. In this video, I will teach you some priceless tips and tricks that I use when making off the mat characters. These tips and tricks were a complete game changer for me and saved a huge amount of time in my crafting. And I know they will be valuable to you as well. So stay tuned. Here's a tip that I wanted to share with you. When you're doing something similar to Minnie Mouse that has a lot of small parts and they're predominantly circles, you don't know one circle from the other, you keep the paper that you cut out of as a template. And what this does, if you don't move these parts around and you just leave them in the way that in which they lay on the character, for instance, her bow. If I line this up, you see all the red that disappears? Well, all I have to do is find those pieces and put them back in there. Or I can take a pencil and I can trace a couple of them and then move this. And all I have to do, even though I'm kind of off center, it really doesn't matter. I'll go over here and I'll find those shapes and I'll line those up. If there's any pencil markings left, you can erase those very easily because you're not going to write on this very hard with this pencil. But I don't know if you can see that, but it's very easy to see. So I'm going to back out here and show you another area where this works even better. So when you're unmatting, take special care to try not to damage the paper that you cut out on. Now the area that I'm interested in at this particular time is here. So I'm going to line those up. I've already placed the white parts there, so I know they line up perfectly. But on her legs, let me point this out. There's no areas of demarcation where to put those. Now you can guess, or you can do this. Use your paper that you cut the pieces out of as a template, and all you have to do is take your pencil and you're just going to make light marks. And what this does, it gives you reference lines where to lay your pieces down. And here's one as an example. So I'll go ahead and do that for you and show you how it works out. But I don't know. Let me zoom in again and see if you can see those markings. They're in the exact right location. That saves you a lot of time and saves you a headache, really, when you have this many pieces to try to incorporate into this design. Okay, I just have a few more pieces to put in here and I'll be done with these little dots. She's really coming along. She is so cute and a lot of fun to make. I'm going to show you another neat tip that'll save you time. It's really a game changer when it comes to doing these off the mat characters, because it'll keep you from being frustrated most of the time. These, if you can look right here, these are connectors that we put in when the pieces are right next to each other in the same color. We simply took a shape in Design Space and made a line, and we connected all three pieces. In this case, 4 pieces over here. Did the same thing on the sleeves. So when we're done with the character, what we normally do is just take a sharp blade, and because I use a box cutter when I'm cutting the foam back for them, I just use this as a blade as well, but you can use an X-Acto knife or anything else sharp that you may want to use, like a finger blade. And I just simply take my time and I cut these pieces out. And the more you do this, the better you'll become at it, and you won't even be able to tell that it was there, and they just pop out. Now, one note: when you're gluing these pieces together, you do have to be careful not to get glue on these connections. It will make it very difficult for them to come out, of course, but you still can do that. You just have to dig at it a little bit. But if you avoid it altogether, then it's a whole lot easier to do. And you know, when I started doing this, it was such a time saver, and as I said, a complete game changer. I just really like this, using this over X-Acto knives and stuff, because it's a little bit more stable. I don't care how much you tighten up an X-Acto knife, it seems like that blade always slips. So, and you don't have to use a lot of pressure when you're doing these cuts either. The sharper the blade, the easier and faster you can go. So that's my tip, and that's a very valuable tip as well, because look at the difference, and you never knew that was there. So try that, and if you need more detail on it, I'll be happy to show you how to put that together in Design Space. Just let me know in the comments. Usually when I do this character, I make a shadow piece to go behind her face, because there's seams in her background that shows through her nose and her mouth. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If you can see those seams there, she has them in the nose and the mouth. And because I forgot to cut that shadow piece and put it behind the face, I need to correct that mistake now. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to cut out a black piece and just apply it right here on her nose area. And that way it gives it a flawless look. So if that ever happens to you, that's a little tip or a little trick that you can use to save your project. And I'm just going to apply a little glue and just lay it right on top here. Try to get all glue off of it. And you want to kind of be perfect with this installation, if it's such a thing. But I think I got that in there pretty good. What you think? Voila. On this character, I could have used a connector method, but I didn't because he has so many areas that he needed connecting that it would have been just way too time consuming. So I decided to go with the template method. And on the template method, what you're going to do is just simply overlay this in the area in which you need to put your pieces, trace it with your pencil, remove it, and then insert your pieces. So it works out really fast and easy, and it's a great tip to use when you have that many small pieces to put together. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you enjoy this content, I would love for you to subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day.